Hello everyone, and welcome to Bath Garden Center. Today we are going to talk about repotting your houseplants and how to know when to do it, looking for all the signs, and we're going to show you the best way to repot them as well. One of the best indicators to know when to repot your houseplants is seeing if your plants are root bound. See how all of these roots are very compact and they're starting to wind around the base of the plant. So this plant, this peace lily here, is very root bound and she is ready to be repotted. Another great way to tell if your plant is root bound is if the bottom of your pot has these drainage holes, you might see some roots coming out the bottom of that pot. A few other ways that are really good to know if your plant needs repotting, instead of just looking at the roots, if your plant has stunted growth, that could be a great indicator. Another really good indicator is if the soil is drying out very quickly and consistently. Another really good indicator is if your plant is a little bit too top heavy. Not only is your plant a little bit too heavy for its pot and it might be too big or a little bit out of proportion for the pot, but that also means that your soil is drying out too quickly because it's not heavy enough to hold the plant down. So those are a few other things that are really good to look for. And repotting does not always mean that you're going to upsize your pot. Sometimes it means that you just need some new soil. So think about how long it's been since you've repotted your houseplant. If you're noticing possibly any salt or mineral buildups, say around the edges of your pots is often where it collects, or even on the top of the soil you can start to see it, you may want to refresh that potting soil. So when we start repotting our houseplants, if your plant is still in the nursery pot, it is usually pretty easy to get out of the pot, so you can kind of just squeeze the sides a little bit, loosen it up if you can, and just gently start shaking the sides out. And usually it can come out pretty well. Sometimes if your plants do not want to come out of their pot, there are different ways that you can try to loosen that soil. So if you grab a chopstick or even a pencil if you have it lying around, you can kind of just poke around the edges of the pot here and loosen up around the edges of the soil. So with our peace lily here that we're going to repot today, you can definitely tell that these roots are compact as well, and we want to loosen them up so that they have the room to grow before it goes into its new pot. As you can tell, I'm like really sticking my fingers into this soil and kind of tugging on those roots. So here we are with a lot of our roots more loose now. They're going to be ready to grow and expand in their new pot. And along the way, a few roots are going to break, and that is okay. Don't worry about it. You are not going to kill your plant if some of those roots fall off. All right, so we've already put a little bit of a base layer in this pot here. You want to make sure that you start by doing that. And we are going to slowly put our peace lily into our pot here. We're just going to slowly start filling in around her with our new potting soil. And as we do this, we don't want to compact too tightly because we do want to allow those roots to expand freely. So don't be pressing down too hard when you're putting that soil in. And we want to fill our pot leaving about an inch from the top. That way there is enough space to water. And that is simple as that when you are repotting your houseplant. It's going to be really important at this point that you want to give it a good watering. You give it a nice soak until the water starts running through that drainage hole at the bottom. Knowing your plant is going to be one of the most important parts of repotting those plants. With peace lilies, we chose a little bit bigger of a pot because they are fast growing, but snake plants, you might not have to up pot, and if you want to just repot, you may just be able to go to the same size pot that you already have. Snake plants don't grow that fast, so pay attention to the specifics of your plant while you're repotting. And if your plants are a little large, or if you're just unsure about repotting it, bring it on down to Bath and we will happily repot it for you. We love taking care of your plants, so we have a lot of planting services that we would love to provide to you. Make sure to check out our blog if you're looking for more information about repotting your houseplants, and visit us down here at Bath if you ever need anything repotted. So thank you so much for watching and enjoy your day. And repotting does not often mean, one more time.